All right.
Please, sir, tell us your name and if you can spell it.
Yes, my name is Mo Abdi Bey. Bey is spelled B-E-Y.
Okay. Mr. Mo, tell us about your feeling today after watching all of these Muslims and Christians and Jewish and Hindus getting together and coming to the Islamic Center. What do you feel today?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is what took them so long? You know, and will it continue? You know, because the true tenets of every religion is peace and love. You know, and that's what I feel about it.
So, do you feel that this will not continue?
Well, I would like to think it would, but it takes more than just one day. It takes a daily way of life, of loving and caring for each other as human beings, not just an event. But if you have a neighbor, regardless of his religion, you know, who is suffering, a family, a large family, and a poor person, then we should assist them and go to their assistance, not because they are a particular religion, but because they are human beings and that they need help.
Mr. Mo, what can you comment on what the Muslims are doing in Lebanon, what Hezbollah did, and what other organizations, the so-called extremist organizations, are doing? Do you think they're representing all the Muslims of the world?
No one person can represent a whole group of people because all people are individuals. The Lebanese are responding to terrorist acts upon them. The Jews are responding to terrorist acts upon them. So are the Americans. So I can't blame anyone for defending themselves. But I do think that it is wrong for any person to take advantage of innocent lives, innocent men, women, and children. You take, they say that Osama bin Laden is mad at Bush because he had him put out of Sudan. You know, and Bush is mad at Osama bin Laden for this and that. I think that Bush and his boys, Osama bin Laden and his boys, they should get together and fight it out and leave the innocent women and men and children alone. You know, most people are just hardworking people trying to survive. You know, they choose a religion of their choice to get closer to God. But that's all it's about. It's about survival. And most people are trying to make the rent and pay their bills and support their children, their families. You know, but for the people who are taking it beyond that, then I think that that's a different story.
My last question, Mr. Mo, do you think, I mean, I'm from Pakistan, and in Pakistan we have like 72 different sects within Islam. And we see Shia Sunni fights every single day. I grew up amidst all of that chaos. Do you think the Muslims one day can execute a unity walk of this stature where the Muslims of all different sects could come together and have one voice and announce peace towards the world?
I would like to believe that it is so, but it doesn't appear that it's going to happen. Because even Quran says, Allah says there are 72 different sects of Islam and 72 different sects of Christianity, and they're all going to hell, fire, by virtue of the fact that Allah did not create divisions. Man created divisions. And so even though I would like to think that it would be one world faith, I think it's going to take a catastrophic world event to bring people together. And I think that the Creator has that in the making.
Do you think the Creator has some mercy for all of us as well in the making?
Oh, definitely. If we turn our hearts to Him and rebuke the negative things that we think about each other, I'm sure that the Creator will turn His hearts toward us.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah.
My last question, sir. God is Rabbul Alameen, not Rabbul Muslimeen. And, you know, people are flourishing in all parts of the world. What would be your message to the divided Muslims in the subcontinent? How can they come together and follow what we have witnessed over here today?
You know, I'm really concerned that what we have in many parts of the developing world is a tremendous degree of literacy in things other than the Quran. There is a problem of literacy in the developing world. In the Indian subcontinent, there are many people who can neither read nor write. That's a great dichotomy. You have some people who are engineers and other people who are completely illiterate. When people's literacy increases, I believe that you will find people then can go back to the Quran and begin to debate and dialogue and say, do you know what? What I was practicing was tribalism that led to racism. And now I want to return back to the words of the Quran that said, هَذَا أُمَّتُكُمْ أُمَّةُ وَاحِدَةٌ, that this ummah is one ummah. So whether you're involved in some type of sectarian narrowness, that when people are literate, when women are literate and they can read in the Quran that Allah has given them rights that the society hasn't afforded them, they will stand with Allah and not with the traditions of their culture. I believe for the same way in racism. If the Quran's words, people could understand them, then they would know that every Muslim is a brother to each and every other Muslim. And the Prophet ﷺ said, the angel Gabriel came to me so much, impressing upon me the rights of my neighbor until I thought he would inherit from me. And that means whether they are Muslim or Christian or Hindu or Buddhist or Sikh, they are my neighbor. The Prophet ﷺ said that I thought they were so close to me that they might inherit from me. That is not the Islam that people are reading about in the illiterate world. And when I believe we increase literacy, اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم. When Allah has given us the knowledge, literacy, and commanded it upon the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, it is the one thing which the Ummah of Rasulullah ﷺ today is suffering from. And when people are illiterate, they act like illiterates. We pray for literacy, inshallah, in our world.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Assalamu
much. As usual, sir. Mind-blowing conversation with you.
You didn't think literacy was coming from that?
I think. My last question, sir. Do you think that we will see a unity walk in the Muslim world in alliance with the Jewish people?
I hope we will. I have great faith in both Jews and Muslims and Christians. They're all children of God. And I hope that someday we will all join hand in hand and walk together to a better tomorrow. Thank you.
Wish you all the best, sir.
Thank
you
you
very
for
much
the
for your time.
opportunity.
Thank you very much, sir. Well said, sir. Like the last time. Did you get a chance to see?
I didn't. I'd love for you to send me.
Sir,
so.
if I could please get your email.
Yeah. Well, here's the interesting thing is the man walked off with my coat that has all my cards in it. So here, I'll do it on the back of somebody else's card.
Sir, why don't I give you my card as well?
And I'll do it on your card.
And you know,
give me two of them.
I'm
Give me
going to
this
give you
one.
two of them.
One I'll write for you.
Yes, sir. And I would love it if you could watch it and give us your idea on it. Is it a two-shot? Yeah. This is RabbiMBL@AOL.com.
Super.
Sir, once again, I thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you very
seeing
much.
you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Good seeing you.
Good question. Admir Trakic, Adi nickname. I'm association by myself, I guess.
Okay. Can we get a spelling of your name, please?
Admir.
That's it. Ready? Yeah. Admir.
Yes, Admir.
Admir, tell me something. Why are you here today?
It's a good question, actually. How can you answer some of this? It's actually more pull of the heart that is unity, not just today's walk, but actually unity of all of us, that we are actually created in all kinds of combinations, all kinds of paths on this planet that works around. And today I guess people go into all these divisions, and our minds sometimes create divisions. We want to identify with one thing, good or bad or something. But coming here today, and last year as well, is it's just something coming so deep that is necessary to be done. Without must, but it's kind of necessary. It's kind of like a strong pull of the being to do such things. I guess that's the best answer.
Albert, you were here last year as well, and you did something phenomenal. A lot of people asked us, what were you doing? We saw you in the center of the mosque, and there were two females with you, and you guys were holding each other and embracing each other in a very peaceful manner right in the center of the mosque. So can you tell us, what was that all about?
If you ever find out the answer to it, I'd like you to tell me, because in this real terms, regular words, you know, it's kind of hard to say. But it was just really something similar what I was answering previous question. Really, it came there. It was there. It was Zenic, sophistic, Buddhistic, yogistic, and all this religistics. But it was really, it just was there. Something was there and invited us there, and then we just hugged each other and we stopped there in that center of being, I guess.
Albert, tell me something. 21 million youth will watch this program. You are representing, the youth community of this society over here, and you're here. You're walking with the Jewish people, with the Christians, with the Muslims, with atheists, or with evangelicals, with Buddhists, Hindus. What message can you give to all those millions of people watching who don't want to do that? What message would you give to them?
Who don't want to do this? To release a little bit grip in their minds, and what sometimes somebody would tell you or not tell you, but to kind of just a little bit release that grip and start loving yourself first. But not loving your ego and all this kind of stuff, but loving really true self, loving your heart. And by start doing that, then huge change can be happening. It's hard to say if any rules to anybody, what to do, what not to do. Every situation is different. But love, connecting with what's true in you, there is no better doing, in my opinion, much. And I think we all need to. I'm saying all this stuff to myself as well. I guess that's the best thing.
Thank you very much, Albert.
Thank you.
Well said, man. This one line is the icing on the cake. I think that is a love ourselves, man. That's why, I mean, somebody who can tie a bomb on his body and go blow.
Sometimes you are yelling at yourself. My father yelled at me. I was just talking to a friend today. Like, I repeat sometimes hardness, the way how it was done to me or something. So you kind of like embody there. But it's kind of release to. Just for some reason, I feel like saying this to you. I know you're in a hurry, but
I got
just
it,
to
man.
like kind of like let yourself love. It's more like that. It's
I think that's the essence of the message.
Yeah.
Let yourself be loved and love yourself.
Yeah.
Pleasure talking to you again, Albert.
Thank you.
Okay, and you have to send me your email.
I definitely will, and also I will be. I want to see some of this work, not because you put me around here.
No, man. I know.
A binding force, not necessarily all Muslims of the world, but because of the fact that I have had many different experiences with non-Muslims and I understand Christianity a lot, I think that I can be a binding force for good, a bridge between Muslims and non-Muslims, and I work very, very hard to bring people of all faiths together, including Muslims and Jews, but especially Christians and Muslims, because there's so much misunderstanding between Muslims and Christians. And we of the Abrahamic faiths have so much in common that learning about and stressing those similarities, I think, is very, very helpful. And this dialogue is so very much needed, especially after 9/11, where I, as well as other Muslims, especially those who are so outwardly, publicly Muslim, face discrimination in the workplace, actual physical attacks upon our person, and many other disgraces which are not meted out to members of other religions in this country. but are an acceptable part of the norm. And unfortunately, the discourse in this country has been so lowered that Muslims are a very easy target for discrimination and hatred, so much so that we regularly hear on television, on the internet, and in perhaps discourse in the workplace about how much better the world would be if we were to simply bomb Mecca, turn it into a parking lot, and shove all the Muslims back to the countries from whence they came. Well, I'm an American Muslim, and unfortunately we have so much to do to not only change the way that people talk to each other in this country, but to change the way that our government in the United States treats other people, because that makes a big difference in the safety of Americans in this country.
आपके ख्याल में डॉक्टर साहब, पाकिस्तान जो मुसलमान हैं उनमें इतने फ़िक्का वारियत और इतनी लड़ाइयाँ हो रही हैं, ऐसी कोई चीज़ मुसलमान अपनी यूनिटी के लिए नहीं करते?
देखो इमरान, मैंने ये बिशप जॉन चेन और रैबाई के साथ 4-5 साल पहले शुरू की थी, तो इनका ये ख्याल था, इनका आइडिया था गुज़श्ता साल कि यूनिटी वॉक शुरू करो। और यूनिटी वॉक इनका इतना बुलंद ख्याल था कि सिनेगॉग शुरू हो और मस्जिद जाके ख़त्म हो। तो मुझे तो इतना फ़ख्र था कि पूरा जो वॉक है, अब हम निकलेंगे यहाँ से, हम जाके मस्जिद में रुकेंगे। तो आप ये जो मैसेज है इसको पूरी मुसलमान दुनिया को दिखाएं कि हर मुसलमान, जो कुरान शरीफ में जिसको कहा गया है कि तुम देखो और कौमों को देखो, नेशंस को देखो, और उनके थ्रू तुम अल्लाह ताला की शान देखोगे, पहचानोगे, और अल्लाह ताला को पहचानो और दुआ करो। तो मैं समझता हूँ कि हमारे लिए इसमें बड़ा सबक है, दोस्ती का, यूनिटी का। और हमारे लिए बहैसियत एक मुसलमान असली मैसेज जो हमारा है वो दावा है। दावा का मतलब है डायलॉग, आप लोगों को अपना मज़हब बताएं, दिखाएं। मस्जिद में अभी आ रहे हैं, अब देखेंगे हमारी हॉस्पिटैलिटी, हमारी मेहमान नवाजी, वहाँ इमाम साहब होंगे, सब जो अच्छे मुसलमान सब इनको रिसीव करेंगे। तो मैं समझता हूँ बहुत हमारे लिए, अमूमन 9/11 को मुसलमानों की अच्छी से हैसियत यहाँ नहीं होती, बिकॉज लोग रिमेंबर करते हैं कि 19 हाईजैकर सब मुसलमान थे। तो प्रेस में भी काफ़ी वो इस्लाम के ख़िलाफ़, मुसलमान के ख़िलाफ़ वो एक तासुब नज़र आता है। तो मैं समझता हूँ ये यूनिटी वॉक उसको बैलेंस भी करता है और अमेरिकन को एक अच्छी शक्ल इस्लाम की दिखाता है।
Thank you very much, sir.
थैंक यू। इमरान, इन दोनों का भी जरूर लो, ये दोनों हेली कम है, जॉइन अस। हाँ, these are मेरे स्टूडेंट्स हैं ये दोनों।
You can just
We need to get you to walk on with us.
Rabbi Lustig, we would need 5. I'm great. How you doing, sir? How do you feel today? I mean, you're here, you're witnessing history in the making. What is your first response?
Well, it's a fantastic event. I mean, 9/11 happened 5 years ago, a day of so much horror and destruction and mayhem. And to get something like this out of it, you know, is a pretty amazing thing. And it's full of hope. So we're turning it around, hopefully. And this has been a fantastic response. All these people here, it's great.
Okay, I presume you guys you guys traveled with Dr. Akbar and you went to different parts of the world. Please tell us something about that.
Yes, Dr. Ahmed took us to 8 different countries throughout the Muslim world to see what was going on in the Muslim world and how we could create understanding between the United States and the Muslim world. So what we did was we went to the Arab world, South Asia, and Far East Asia. And we saw a lot of anti-Americanism, but at the same time, Frankie and I were warmly received. There is absolutely no reason why the United States and Americans cannot find common ground with the Islamic world and Muslims. It really gave us a lot of hope. There's a lot of work to be done, but a lot of good can come of it, as we've seen today.
Great. Frankie, tell me something. Do you think next year we'll see a unity walk in the Muslim world? Can we push it to that limit?
No, I mean, I hope so. And one thing that we discovered on our trip is that the desire is there for these kinds of events, these kinds of dialogue, of reaching out to Westerners, to Americans from the Muslim side. And it's certainly possible, even among a lot of the more conservative Muslims, the people that a lot of the people in the United States say, they don't want to talk, they don't want. It's not true. They do, and they accepted us, they welcomed us, and I would not be surprised, or hopefully, we'll see something like this. But I think the desire is there.
Thank you very much, guys. Thanks. Pleasure.
That's cool, man.